Hello, everyone, and welcome into the 2021 Battle for Bedford coverage of the front nine. I'm Hunter Thomas, the TD of the Battle for Bedford, joined by my assistant TD, Trevor Staub.
Glad to be here.
We got a pretty stacked card here. Paul McBeth, Zach Melton, local hero Cody Bradshaw, and none other than the dark horse himself, Brodie Smith. You might be wondering where Terry's at. He's been working hard to provide all of this coverage for you guys this offseason and asked if we'd be okay to hop on and take care of the commentary so that this could get out to you a little bit faster. So huge shout out to Disc Golf Guy crew coming down and filming this for us. Super excited to watch this coverage back. Starting it off, hole 1, par 3, 393 feet. OB all along the right side. You pretty much just can't go in those woods on the right.
Yeah, there's really no forgiveness on the right side of this hole, as is the theme with a lot of the holes early on this course. Just a touch of hyzer there from Paul. That looks to be pretty good. That's kind of the idea. You can't play with a disc that's going to flip up too much. You kind of have to keep it on hyzer and just let it ride tight to the right side and then fade at the end. That was pretty perfect there.
Yeah, getting under par early in the round is pretty crucial out here, but it's also very tough to do. The back nine plays quite a bit easier than the front nine, so being parked there gonna be something you want to do there.
Interesting to see what Melton decides to do being a lefty. He does opt for the forehand, as I say, because as a lefty, you do have the option to throw the flex backhand, but anytime you're going to bring that OB into play, it's very dangerous. To have flipped up slightly, but kind of gets caught on the left side, but there's no trouble there. That's an easy up and down.
Yeah, that's definitely the mistake to make. Being a lefty on the front nine of this course, not very forgiving. Holes pretty much 1 through 8 all have trouble on the right side. Once you get to the back nine, not as much trouble, but I'm imagining Zach's going to be throwing a lot of forehands early.
This one's a little high, playing with the trees. Oh, I think that second kick might have done it.
Yeah, it's going to be close to the line. You can see the pink flags there.
You really can't give up an inch going towards that right side. It's right on it. Brodie needing this to flip. It does not look like it did.
That kicked into the left side. You can definitely find some trouble because you're going to be throwing out, looking at the OB, and also have some early trees to deal with. But you definitely would rather be in those woods than the right woods because at least you're not taking an additional stroke from the OB there.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
That's where Cody ended up. Wow, what a break.
Yeah, I say that will play him close to the line.
Yeah, it's in bounds. Unbelievable break.
Gets his meter off and, what a catch.
That's one way to do it.
Yeah. This will be a tough scramble. There's a lot of shots like this in this course where you have to play that pitch out flex forehand, but you have to get the disc to sit down on its way left.
Oh, no.
Well, yeah. Well, good kick there to stay in.
That was all over the place.
Yeah.
That's the mistake you absolutely can't make, but thank goodness the tree saved him there. We got Cody looking to get up and down for 3 now after tree saved him as well.
Yeah, there's a lot of slope left to right on the green as well. So as he tries to bring this in, you kind of have to keep that in mind. This looks nice, kind of starting towards the top.
Yeah.
That's a safer play there.
Very well executed. Great angle control there.
Brodie will have a similar type approach now. Yeah, it's all about just keeping the right angle and not diving too hard towards the right side OB.
Little too nose up. Didn't quite get the distance on that. Looks to be right at circle's edge, maybe just outside.
Pretty scary stepper look here. Lots of OB right behind the basket with that hillside as well.
Decent bid.
Good bid.
Stays close.
Kept it pretty close.
That was definitely the way you want to do it. Put a little ante on it, a little bit more floaty.
Yeah.
That way it takes the risk of that OB out of play.
Yeah, first hole of the day. This is always going to be a frightening putt.
Oh, he knew it out of his hand.
Very nice, yeah.
Nope. Dropped the mini.
That is important to minimize the damage there and take that bogey. I mean, if you miss that putt, you could roll way out of bounds. It can add up quick on hole 1.
You don't want to bogey hole 1, but you definitely don't want to do worse than bogey on hole 1.
Yeah, it's a tough one. Nice putt.
Yeah, it's a good par save. You got to take advantage when the course gives you a break like that. For Cody, you gotta be able to take the advantage of those.
Finally getting closer to Paul's drive.
I think he'll probably still be.
He might not be. Yeah, I think Zach might be out.
No, he's going to go and go. Incredible drive. I'm pretty sure that was with a putter as well.
Yeah, that was his Luna there.
Great birdie to get to start the day off.
Yeah. The scoring separation on a lot of holes just like this is crazy because it, as you've seen already, it's very easy to take a bogey. But it's at the end of the day, it's just a little over 300 feet. Not a crazy shot to make the birdie with either.
Well, it's almost 400 feet. 390.
It plays downhill, though.
It does. Good putt from Zach there. And one thing to note as well, we made some adjustments going into this final round, but as you might have saw, they are headed into a little bit of a backup on hole 2. Hole 2's tee shots, a little bit of blind, but makes for interesting things. They're probably coming off a 10, 15-minute backup throwing this tee shot. That can really affect players.
Pretty good. He just wants this to not skip too hard left.
Oh, grab the ground.
Yeah, nice grab there, hung out. It's tough because it seems like you want your drive to cut left off this tee, but really you want a lot more straight flight and then the disc to just kind of fall left a little bit. If you skip left too much, you saw Paul's barely skipped left and it was already right on the edge of the woods.
Yeah, 977-foot par 4. Paul landed in a pretty ideal spot, but you're still going to have a very tough shot, again, because there's OB. If you're in the woods on the right, you're pretty much OB guaranteed.
Yeah. This hole is a beast. That needs to sit down.
Oh, boy.
That's going to be flirting with that OB long.
The spotter gave us nothing there. I'm gonna take that as it means it's in bounds. That's getting a little flippy.
Yeah, tree might have helped him. That'll be close.
That looks like a thumb
Looks like
up.
a thumbs up there. You do have to play with a little bit of hyzer flip on this shot because you don't want anything to hook up at the end, but it does make it difficult because you can overturn it like that. And
it's a very tricky line you got to ride on this tee shot.
And that's a theme a lot on this course is shots where you can't have the disc fade a ton left, so you need to flip up because like this one's not flipping up.
Gotta be left woods.
So he's pushing left a little bit too much. Oh, nice kick,
Pretty great kick.
Yeah. There's a very fine line between a good and a bad shot out here.
You want to make the mistake, though, of going a little bit too stable if you're going to make a mistake.
Yes.
Yeah, Cody was right on the line there. Another pretty fortunate break early. This is a hole that if you can par this hole every round, you're gaining strokes on the field. And birdies are near impossible to come by here, so Cody just gets himself into a decent position where he can throw a shot and try to get up and down, save his par. But honestly, if you walk away with a 5 here in 1 or 2 of the rounds, you're also okay. This is one of the more challenging holes, and like I was talking about the backup, I think it made it play even harder this weekend than it normally does.
Yeah, very tough to stare down that daunting tee shot and then have to wait on it for so long. This needs to get over left. Oh,
it's holding
pretty straight finish.
Oh.
That
I don't know what happened.
I think based on where I see the flags, that might be out of bounds.
It looked like that kind of got some type of bad break OB, but it held straighter for a lot longer than I expected it to when it came out of his hand.
Brodie actually ended up in a really good spot now that he got that kick at the end. It's always going to be, no matter how good your drive is, this second shot is just a rip, and it's just a matter of how aggressive are you willing to get. Needs to turn.
Not quite turning enough. Got enough. It turned enough to get forward progress.
Yeah,
but
that's not a bad shot there because he was safe and he did get far enough up there that he should have an opportunity to get up and down. And at the end of the day, a par on this hole is you take it at the tee pad every time.
Yeah, one of the advantages Paul has here, being on the left spot but still having good footing, is he can go with almost almost a pure hyzer. It'll need to be somewhat of a pushing hyzer, but he should be able to reach here. Oh, he did not like that out of his hand. The right flight just came out a bit early in the woods to the left. Yeah, and here should be our first look at the basket. That's where it's sitting at.
Yeah, way down there. This looks pretty good. Got the forward push.
Yeah. Just skip up in there.
Real nice shot there.
Great shot from
Real
Cody.
nice.
That should be a par save, I believe. Yeah. Exactly how you want to execute that shot. Zach is in a tough spot. Gonna have to go standstill forehand. Still has probably about 320 to 350, I believe.
Yeah, so this tricky shot. That's getting
too
stable quick. Yeah. Can push through.
He'll have some type of,
Should be a jump up.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be a look, but he should be able to get to the basket with a pretty easy little jump putt.
Brodie here got far enough up that it looks like he just kind of has a pitch out putter. Let's put a little bit on that. Needs to flatten out.
And it has.
Pretty good. Pretty good from there. It was smart there to go with the very flippy putter just to take that early fade out of play. Paul didn't have a ton there. Actually, went driver there. Yeah, I like that. Low ceiling.
A stress-free tap-in par. I think even Paul's taking that every day on this hole.
Yeah, I don't remember exactly, but that's taking quite a few strokes on the field every time.
Zach with a little layup.
Got a little slippery there,
a little
but
more action than you would have
up.
wanted, but 20-footer.
Very
Good
nice.
putt.
Yeah, good clean up the par there. And a lot of times, it's disappointing to start off with the bogey, but a lot of times on a course this difficult, you almost have to take the holes in pairs or sets of three. Like, yeah, I bogeyed one, but I got through hole two only one over. And sometimes you just have to take that. It's a lot of give and take there. Nice putt there from Zach.
Unfortunate double bogey with that OB in the middle, but
Yeah.
again, kind of like Trevor was saying, if Zach's able to get through hole 3, 2 over, it's
Not the end of the world.
it's a lot easier to swallow that.
Yeah, and this is one of 2 holes on the front 9 that are huge blow-up spots just because it's the second you go OB, you're underwater. So not completely disastrous there at all.
Mm-hmm. Huge thanks to Bluechip Technologies. They've been a huge sponsor of disc golf in this area, and I actually noticed they've been starting to sponsor other areas as well, and they were the title sponsor of this event.
Yeah, shout out Rob Stark.
Yeah, huge
He's
supporter. We got a par 3, 384-foot. Backhand is the best play, kind of like Paul through.
Yeah, it looks like
there.
He opted for the hyzer flip there. There's kind of 2 approaches to this shot. You can try and throw something stable. There's OB right again, so you don't want to throw something that's going to burn over right. So you can either go over stable and play for it to come out at the end, or like what Paul did there, is he kind of threw a shot that's going to move a little right, but he knows he's not going to turn it over with that much hyzer.
And the same thing goes for this hole as hole 1 and 2. OB, the woods on the right are OB.
Yeah, anything in there is gone.
And it should be said that's because it's like a conservation, nature conservation area. I forget what it's technically called. You can see the sign right next to Brodie.
Yeah, it's a protected.
So it wasn't like when they were designing this course, they just did it to be mean. It is actually like a protected area.
Yeah. You gotta,
that's the mistake you see the most.
Right. That wall of trees there on the left sneaks up on you. It's there. It's a lot closer than you think. So you really have to commit to getting the disc over out of your hand.
Yeah.
This will be interesting. It's actually a lot of fun getting to see a lefty play this course.
I like that line right of the tree he was just looking at.
I didn't hate that either.
I would never throw it, but I like that he showed us he was thinking about it.
I want to say that Sexton tried that out when he played the course.
Yeah, you're right. I think he parked it with that, with the forehand.
It's just so touchy because you can't really skip. Just bring it over a little bit, maybe get a little anti-slide.
Yeah,
that's not
nothing
bad.
wrong with that.
That's not bad. That's a tough line.
That's inside the circle, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah, not bad at all.
These upshots can be tricky because the right next to the basket, it is angled down towards the OB. So
Yeah.
if you're throwing something, it looks like Brodie's going to go with that high anti-flex forehand again. And if that thing gets away from you a little bit and starts hyzering, it can bring danger in quick.
This is quite literally the shot that you have to be good at to have success on this course, because you're going to, every time you go into that left woods, which is going to happen often because you're staying away from the right woods, you have this shot. And it's always a game of like, okay, how much do I want to try and just bite off, and how much do I just want to make sure I'm in bounds? This looks to be decent as long as it doesn't cut roll. A little bit of cut. All right, that worked out. Very little scary there.
Yeah. You can see that hillside, though. Basically, 10 feet right of the basket just starts sloping down towards the OB.
It opens up a little bit towards the basket, but it's still very tight.
Yeah, and about where the cameraman is standing beyond the basket, maybe a little past that, is where the OB cuts across back there as well. That shouldn't really come into play once you've thrown your drive, but it's something to get in your head.
Yep. Little stepper from Cody.
Not
enough fade. Needs to sit.
Oh, no.
There's a lot of hyzer on that putt coming in. Yep, that worked out all right. Ended up being quite a tester here for Brodie's par. Just spits it out.
I don't know if that was a spit out.
No.
That's just a missed right.
No. Not in that sense. That was called the uphill pull right there. Get a little too much. Try to put too much on it.
Oh, no.
Similar result there with Cody.
Stretch it out, Cody.
This putt's not much more fun either.
No, because this one, again, it can play mind games with you just knowing the OB's back there. There's no reason it should be brought into play on this putt, but it just knowing it's back there can kind of get in your head, or at least gets in my head.
Yeah, I'm right there with you.
Doesn't get in his head, though.
Very nice.
Great birdie from
That
Zach
is a
there.
really good birdie. That hole does not play to his strengths.
1 over through 3 holes, that's a good start.
Yeah.
They can just feel weird because you double bogey hole 2, and so I know you're like people can be upset about that, but when you look at it through the first 3 holes, you're 1 over, and then the next 3 holes are kind of another group that if you can stay close to par, you'll be really happy with your start. Ooh.
A little high there, but that works. I mean, his name's on the basket, so that helps, I guess.
Yeah, I think that was actually his goal there. He hit his signature on the side of the basket and let it slide down in. Good cleanup from Cody. Not how he wanted this hole to go, but it is what it is.
Yeah, this one, I will say, this is a tough one to swallow when you take the bogey on this hole. And it's really it's crazy to see 2 players from a great card taking bogey. It's kind of an early one that you almost want to get your first birdie on the card.
Shout out to Foundation Disc Golf. If you haven't checked out their YouTube channel and website, you should definitely do that. Those guys, I mean, they're a little too much for me, but, you know, they're fun.
Not everybody's cup of tea.
It's like Paul's waiting for the spotter to be ready, maybe. Is there a spotter on this hole?
Might have just been waiting for the card to clear ahead of him, I guess.
Yeah, hole 4 is a flex forehand line, 287.
Paul actually going standstill. I like this. Looks good. Just kind of needs to push forward a little more.
Looks really
good. There you go. You can see those bent trees that he kind of faded near. That's kind of your target off the tee.
Yeah, that would come across.
Yeah, you're just trying to move it from right to left and then fade in between there. It can be a little bit tricky if you fade early. There's a lot of weird lines that you're going to end up scrambling with, and the green is also very, very difficult. There's a lot of weird, like little ditches and things like that to navigate.
That's very
looks good as well. Yep.
When Zach stepped up to this tee, I was literally thinking in my head like, "Oh, it's a lefty hole," and then I was like, "Actually, it's not. It plays way better for a righty forehand than a lefty backhand." But
yeah, he made it work though.
Yeah, Zach's used to that. You know, the more I think about it, this is not a very lefty-friendly course in general.
No. Well, I mean, I heard the guy that designed it's a righty, so.
Oh, yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah.
Cody got over a bit on that one.
A righty that happens to love straight backhand shots. I think that's in the ditch there, which is just kind of leaves you with a little uphill putt. It's not a bad place to go. That's where a lot of drives end up on this hole.
Yeah.
I think he's got a Raptor here. Ooh, nose up straight away. That is one thing about, whenever you're playing this uphill hole, you got to make sure you keep it underneath the tree line and match the angle there. And that one flared up on him. See, this is what I was referring to early. So he actually landed in the path. This is actually the only spot that's actually a little more straightforward to get up and down, but anywhere right of where he is or left is kind of difficult. But luckily he landed to where he has a little path to look down. Still slightly daunting, though.
Yeah, going with the overstable fairway off the tee, you got to pump it a little bit. Paul definitely went distance driver, and I think that...
just kind of play that. Let the disc do the work is really how you got to play this hole.
Yeah.
That was nicely done, though. That'll be a stress-free par for Brodie.
Paul's got a decent look for birdie here.
Very nice. That's
I mean, 3 under through 4.
That's really good.
I mean, basically a perfect start. Because
Yeah.
you're not really going to be able to birdie hole 2.
Yeah, I say hole 2 might as well be a par 5. So.
Yeah. Yeah, unreal start here for Paul. Because, I mean, it looks like Paul's up 4 strokes on Zach and Cody prior to these putts, whatever happens here. But, you would almost think, oh, they're playing bad. No. Paul's just having a great start so far. He's making the course look a lot easier than it should.
This is one of the rare courses where under par is typically a good round at all times. Nicely done there.
Yeah,
Get the
good
birdie.
birdie.
It's a good bounce back.
Yeah.
Zach now hoping to convert on that really nice drive.
Yeah. Well done. And we should have Brodie just tapping out for... Is this going to be the lone par on this hole?
Yeah, the lone par. Yeah, he's not going to be happy going 1 over through those last 2 holes. Those are kind of your early insurance strokes.
Got a double G craft jerky. We got hole 5 here. A lot of players are going to be opting for this roller. It's a long par 4. You can see
this is a really good view here. Yeah,
you can see the stakes on the right and left. Both those play OB.
That is just about perfect.
Yeah, it's ideal.
Yeah, you want to try and get it's tough because you do want to get to the top of the hill with the roller, but obviously there's not much there before you go OB.
Yeah, and then there's a retention pond that comes into play, and then the basket's actually in those backwoods. You can see in the distance a little bit. It goes all the way up into there.
This is something I'm interested to see. How aggressive Zach gets towards the top of the hill. It looks like he's kind of just pumping it. Yeah, and this is a safe play.
It's flipping up a little bit, actually. That's just fine as well.
Yeah, being a backhand for him, he can get it forward quite a bit. The only thing that comes into danger with that hyzer play, a lot of players will go just with the forehand. It looks like that's what Cody has lined up, is just the potential that it could roll away because you're landing on such a steep hill. But it's tough to explain how big of an advantage it is to get to the top of that hill and have the flat run up.
No, that's turned a bit.
Boy, a bit of turn. Needs to miss some trees on its way out.
Oh, boy.
Fortunately,
that was scary.
Does, yeah.
That was scary, but looks good. You might notice a decent gallery up on the right side on that hill. There's actually the Parks and Rec, Bedford County Parks and Rec, who put this course in, did all the incredible work for it. They were tailgating out there all week. And
Brodie going with the roller. This is huge.
They're cooking up some burgers and stuff.
Just
having a ton of fun.
Oh my! Wow.
That's ideal.
Yeah, and that right there just shows how difficult it is to land on the top of that hill because you can't throw it better than that.
Yeah, that's ideal. Here's a good angle to the basket.
That's insane.
Yeah, and plus doing that's like the only spot you can get flat footing.
The next best footing is down here where Cody is towards the bottom. But similar situation, you're close to the OB, and also this is blind.
Yeah, and now you're throwing uphill on top of all of it.
It's very difficult, near impossible to make birdie from where Cody is. You have to really, mostly because it's blind.
Yes, it's hard to know.
Now this is looking to find a gap, though. Not bad. I think it faded out a little
early. He'll have a jumper.
That is a thing. That's something that's tough to figure out from down there is you have to really overdo the turn on the disc.
Well, it's a little deceiving too because when you're down on that left side, the gap you think it is isn't the gap it really is. It's like the gap that's the biggest from down there is actually probably the one Cody just went through, which will spit you out at about 60 feet.
Yeah, it's a lot further right than you'd think. Needs to get off one tree. Yeah, wow,
that's
really
a great
nice.
shot from Zach.
Really
great
nice.
shot. Very well executed. Paul's got a pretty straightforward upshot here.
Yeah, it's pretty ridiculous to get to a standstill from the tee on this hole.
And
Very,
well executed. I mean,
very
he's going to
easy.
be tapping out to go 4 under through 5 holes here.
Yeah, that is an incredible start. And even for Paul, that's as good as he can do it.
Man.
To be on a similar line, just needs a fade. Oh, I
Right.
think it got caught right. Yeah.
Unfortunate break. Pulled it a little off his line.
Yeah, a little bit of a jump look
This would be a huge putt for Cody. If you can be under par through 5 holes, it gives you a lot of welcomed cushion heading into one of the hardest holes in disc golf, hole 6 out here.
Good bid there.
All right, Brodie's at least got a little bit of an open look, but he looks to be about 45, maybe 50 feet. Not going to be the easiest.
Just didn't quite get enough turn on it.
Showing a little bit of frustration there. It's not good if you're frustrated this early in the round. A lot of golf out there right now.
Well, yeah, especially with the next couple holes.
And that's what I'm saying. If you're feeling it now, it could be a long day.
Dang.
Great putt from Zach.
The lefty looking okay out there.
Yeah, 1 under through 5. I mean, that's
very impressive.
That's the spot to be.
Nothing wrong with a par there, but definitely from where that drive ended up, you've got to convert.
That's on this course, if you're able to put yourself in a position that you can get a birdie, you have to convert.
Yeah.
Because they don't come often.
Right.
Unless you're Paul, apparently.
Yeah, apparently. And the course will not hesitate to take 4 or 5 strokes from you on any given hole.
That's a pretty cool looking t-shirt.
Here we are.
Hole 6, par 5. You got to throw a placement shot off the tee. Paul's throwing a little bit early left. But basically, if you're in the fairway where Paul's drive landed instead of being in the woods, then you have a very long second shot and then a pretty decently long third shot, assuming you've played the first 2 perfectly, onto an island green.
People talk about reachable par 5s, and they mean like in 2, typically, to try and make eagle. This one's barely reachable in 3, just to get in the green in regulation, because that drive, now the forehand here, get a flip up out of it. I think that might have hit that last guardian tree. But you can't get a ton of distance off the tee.
No.
You're kind of just trying to flip something up and push as far as you can, and then it just comes down to throwing 2 consecutive massive shots on your second and third shot with very tight hallways to navigate. It's a beast. And I believe for the tournament, this hole played so far over par that it was actually like unseen before.
Yeah, so round 1, it was actually averaging a 7.29.
Yeah, and that's not even that bad.
2.29 strokes over par on a par 5.
And how many birdies were there? Probably like
0.
0.
0 in round 1. Not to spoil anything, but I mean... camera guy assist. That was going to be in bounds either way.
Yeah, I think he was going to be all right, but that helps even more.
Yeah. I don't think we were spoiling anything, letting you know there wasn't going to be any birdies.
Not after those tee shots. You'll get the idea when you look down the fairway once they get to the corner.
Yeah, whenever they get to the fairway around the corner, you'll understand.
It's something else.
So Paul, like I said, Paul distance-wise is kind of where you want to be. You can get a little bit farther forward, but he's like 10 feet too far left.
You got to have a full second shot.
I'm curious to see what he's trying to do.
Trying to take quite a bit off of it. Pulled it. Good kick.
Stayed in. Again, this might go without saying at this point. The whole right side's OB.
Yeah.
That's that conservation. You can see the line right there, edge of the woods.
Ooh, going buzz and pulled that over. Just needs it to fall out.
There it is.
It did.
Wow. The top of the hill you're looking at there, that's the beginning of the corner.
Yeah.
That if you're going to birdie, you have to get around in your second shot.
I would say Paul threw about as good as a shot as he could from a not awful drive, and he's not even remotely close to being able to go for it.
Yeah.
Like that's what we're dealing with here. It takes perfect shots. 3 of them. That's
Good little
that's-
rollout.
Yeah, that's well done from there. This is a minimize the damage, keep the disc in bounds type of hole because you can stack up 3 out of bounds.
I mean,
strokes.
realistically, if you play it in your head as a par 7 and you get a 7 all 3 rounds, you're taking strokes on the average of the field.
Ooh, that's straying a little bit.
No.
Oh, got the anti-skip
Yeah,
out
that
of
counter
bounds.
skip was brutal. Oh, going OB on this hole,
It's demoralizing.
Yeah, that's just icing on the
Especially
on the cake.
because you can go out of bounds kind of early like that. Or even when he got towards the corner, but then you still have a huge island.
Yeah, because he's not close enough to go for the island yet.
Right, so
he's got probably a 400-foot shot to the island from there.
There's much more difficulty.
This is looking pretty great.
Just needs to keep pushing and stay
Yeah.
there. That's a really good shot.
Great shot. And that you can finally start to see where the island, the little cut through.
He'll have.
I don't think it's technically an island. I think it's technically a peninsula, but it is
It might as
effectively
well
an
be.
island
Yeah.
because to be in bounds, you got to go all the way around the right or left side. There's a whole OB cut out in the middle.
Looks pretty nice as long as it doesn't skip too far left. It did.
Cut off.
Anything too close to the left or right side, and it just ruins your upshot.
It's tricky when you're trying to throw that upshot too because you were trying to avoid the right side OB, but you can't push into the left side or it cuts your shot off. So.
Ooh, I think that, he turned it over there out of
OB.
bounds.
And that's OB somewhat early as well, not quite far enough up to go for the island.
Yeah, I think he might have just got a little greedy there, wanting to make his next shot not quite as long because he really just kind of just needed to go overstable there.
Interesting to see
Yeah,
what Zach's about to try
I'm
here.
not sure what he's got lined up.
Looks like a fast disc in his hand.
And
But
also
surely,
a backhand.
Surely he's not.
So he must be able to see the corner. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
He's going. Is he going for it all?
It looks like it. Needs to get out of it. No, I think that's caught up.
Our spotter almost fell there. OB.
Yeah.
Man, that was a gutsy play.
That was very
Props to
brave.
you.
Very brave.
This is where Paul went out.
Man, yeah, he went out at a spot too where even with his meter, he's
not
still in the
friendly
trees.
spots,
Yeah.
yeah.
I think he's gonna probably try and go for this though. Looks like he has a driver.
He's probably still 330 to 350 out if I had to guess.
That needs a turn.
Yeah, but that
it's a
can be safe
bailout,
if
yeah.
he gets far enough over there. That's safe.
think that's safe. Yeah,
That should be safe.
The bailout is over there to
Yeah.
the left, so
It's not a great spot, but it's safe.
yeah, that's not bad.
Is that unfortunate lie for Cody. Going overhand.
Wow,
That's way
that's
up in
towering.
Oh,
Oh no!
there. Looks
Right
like
on
it
the-
might have been. Yeah, I think it got saved by the bridge.
Yeah, I think the bridge plays as part of the line.
Oh, no, it didn't.
doesn't. Out of bounds.
Did it
Wow.
slide under the
It
bridge?
might have gone underneath.
Oh,
That's brutal.
ruthless.
That's so brutal.
Brodie's got about a pretty much straightforward approach
This is
here.
yeah, a slightly normal approach. It needs to get past those trees. Ooh,
Up into there. I mean, that's fine.
overcooked it a little bit. He'll have a tester.
This is where Zach's throwing his upshot from after going OB the second time.
Yeah, very common.
I'm not even going to try to say what this is for because
Yeah, we'll just
keeping
wait.
keeping track of everyone's scores on this hole is a nightmare.
They're all going to be taking numbers above 5.
Yeah, I've had to count my score on 3 hands on this hole before.
It's bad.
It just happens.
Yeah, this is a great hole to go into double digits
So
on.
unfortunate for Cody. to
Yeah,
be
that is a
sliding under
bummer.
that bridge. Ah,
Yeah, it's just you can do whatever you want in the round up until this hole, but there's just a few holes in this course where it's just like it's almost like your whole round comes down to them.
yeah, it's hard. I think part of it too is it's hard in disc golf. We're not used to the mental mindset of like par's okay, bogey's even fine on this hole.
Yeah.
So like when you walk off of this hole, no matter what's like, if you get a 8 on this hole, honestly, it's not that bad. It's not the end of the world in a tournament like this, but it feels like it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so it can be very demoralizing because the next hole is one of the almost must-get birdies, but coming off of hole 6, it makes it play so much harder.
Yeah. Nice putt.
Great
there.
putt for Brodie there. That's a par. That's so essentially count that as an eagle against the field.
Yeah. You will take that every time.
Yeah, because now all of a sudden 2 over through 6, Brodie's looking great, just like that.
Yeah, it can flip just that quickly.
Double bogey for Cody. Triple bogey for Zach. That'll happen. I don't remember what Paul's tapping out here. We'll find out in a sec. Double bogey for Paul. All right. Paul was able to stay close.
And that's why those insurance strokes were so big. Just to stay under par is kind of nice.
Already going forehand. It looks a little wide.
Yeah, so this is kind of a triple island type hole. The safe play is kind of what Brodie was aiming for there, where you're kind of laying up and then you're trying to get on the green in 3, because this is like a shorter par 5. You can also go super aggressive, which I believe Paul will try to do, and land yourself on the second island. Or no, he's going safe as well.
He's going straight down the middle.
Yeah, so he's playing the safe one as well. If you play it safe,
perfect.
Yeah, and that's as good as you can do with that play. If you play it safe, it can be a very easy birdie. However, no matter what play you do, the last shot is onto a pretty skinny island, and there's trees in the way, so it's never going to be a complete cakewalk.
Yeah, but if you go layup, you're going to be looking at a pretty easy up and down. But there's a lot of trouble. There's OB right, like Trevor said. There's a river that cuts between the first island and the second island, and then like rocky river area that cuts between the second island and the third island. Yeah,
this hole can be extra demoralizing because it's the one that you expect to get.
Oh, that's hyzering a bit more than you would ask. That's OB.
Out of bounds.
I just got a little greedy there with that disc choice, it looked like. Now, how is he here?
That's a good question. Going with the flex forehand.
He looked pretty far off that OB line. That was confusing. That's a fine spot.
Yeah, it's not bad. You can see
there's a gap there down the middle.
Not an easy gap on that last shot.
No,
you
not
want to
by
get as
any
close
means.
as you can and as centered as you can. Ooh, got caught on the left there.
Like Trevor was saying, off the tee, you can get aggressive with like a high ante shot with either a fairway or distance driver and try to get to that second island if you're trying to play for the eagle, but it's a risk-reward type of a play. I mean, if you go putter, you can get the birdie, I don't want to say all the time, but a lot of the time.
Yeah.
But so you have to weigh, is it really worth trying to get to this second island with the driver? Because putter, as you'll see most of these guys, and this looks perfect from Paul as well, you'll just have another just straight putter approach shot that just lets you walk away with a birdie on this course.
Yeah, the tough thing is, like, you can go, Brodie and Paul have played the hole. Those first 2 shots are not super difficult, but then the whole thing can get ruined if you mess up this last upshot. You still have to make another
It still is a demanding shot, but
also depends on the time of the year with the leaves.
Yes.
That looks to be okay as long as it
Little
fades. Ooh, there's OB over there. Looks like he's safe.
I don't see the graphic.
Yeah.
He must have checked up.
It gets tight over there. There's really not a ton of great spots to land. I think that the right side is your best bet as far as kind of bailing out, but it's a pretty small island. That one's also kind of up there towards the OB.
Oh, my word.
And that one did make it out of bounds.
Oh, it looked like it was on the line.
Man. See if Brodie can make the adjustment here. He's opting to kind of work it left to right, maybe land with a little bit of cut.
Good shot there.
Nice.
Very well done.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. You can play that hole as good as you want, but then you've got Paul, who is as good as anybody at that shot, and he still can mess it up. Like, it's always going to be tough. This is running the basket here. Ooh, very nice.
Great shot from Zach. Very well done. Oh, and he's rewarded with this under a tree putt here. Double whammy. Taking his time on this one. Just high.
Ooh, yep.
Pretty stress-free birdie. Definitely one you want to pick up here.
Yeah. 1 under through...
1 over.
No, 1 under for the last 2 holes. Yeah. 1 under for the last 2 holes is insanely good.
Bogey for Paul. Yeah. I mean, just like that cushion he had, a 4 under through 5, gone with 2 holes.
Yep.
Double bogey for Cody. That's unfortunate.
I'm guessing Cody must have been out of bounds there as well. With Paul, I think we missed his layup. Or run, perhaps.
Shout out to Pastry Dyes. They've hooked us up with quite a few sick discs. I believe one of them's actually filming this round. We step into this par 4, very, very difficult, demanding par 4, 500 and I believe it's 85 feet.
Yeah.
Snakes all the way up that hill, kind of over where you just saw that cameraman, and then around the corner to the left once you get up there, if you get up there.
This is really on the front nine. This is kind of the only taste of like super tight wooded golf. And this is a hole, like you see the early kick there. This is a hole where a disc that goes 300 feet forward progress is a good shot.
Yeah.
Because you're just trying to, your first 2 shots, you're just like, let me get somewhere where I can get up and down for par.
This is also the first hole where you don't have a ton of OB to worry about, though. There is OB on the right side.
It's tough to reach.
But it's very tough to get over there.
Yeah.
So you at least don't have that, but you have this daunting gap.
Yeah. This looks to be solid. But even like that drive made it some good forward progress. But unless you're right in the middle, and the middle of the fairway might be 5 feet wide at best, you really don't have a great look at getting up and down for the birdie. Ooh, see, now Cody kind of goes the outside route. I actually like this move. He catches a late tree, but it kind of makes that initial shot a little easier because you're kind of just pulling the disc over right instead of having to hit that tiny middle gap.
Yeah.
See where Zach looks like have
He has something.
some amount of a line here. And like this is just like get up the hill as much as you can. He needs to get stable.
Oh, yeah.
Wow, that is
So good.
very good from there. Should be able to get up and down for his par. Can't ask for much more.
Cody looks like he's going with a roller.
Yeah, not surprising. There's a lot of lines on this hole that you end up with where roller kind of just seems to be the only option.
Yeah.
Brodie not
Not
too
a bad
bad
spot.
here. He'll have like a slow turning forehand look. Tough shot. Started out on the right line, but I think he got it to turn over as well.
That must be a very flippy
Wow,
disc.
yeah. Probably one of the flippier drivers he has. That was pretty
That's a
nice.
putt.
Yeah.
That is a putt. Yeah, you can see Paul's a little pinched off.
Yeah.
Committed to
I think
that.
he's going similar with a very flippy disc. That one I think may have kicked over as
Yeah,
well.
he'll just have a layup for the par, hopefully. That's the goal. A little creative crowd. Wow. Creative crowd celebration.
Cody just trying to get up and down now.
A little smooth mid.
Yeah, needed to push that forward. It's deceiving on this upshot. The basket sits back a lot farther than you think. You really have to push it forward a long ways before
You got to
fading.
be pushing that right side pretty
Yeah.
much the entire flight if you want to get it over there.
Pretty good. That's a great look for a par save there from Zach after that early kick off the drive. Really well done. Yeah, you can see, I mean, obviously Cody got an early kick, but that is still very far from the basket. Ooh, that scares it a little bit. Paul did give himself a little bit of a look here, actually. I think he's definitely going to give this a run.
Wow. Oh, wow. What a putt.
Talk about taking advantage of a little window there.
Yeah. That'll get your momentum right back.
That was huge.
It is a great hole to birdie, too. It's very, very difficult.
See if Brodie can respond to that.
A little high.
Looks high, yep.
Yeah.
Pre-step putt Brodie. That's what we're dealing with here. Nice. Such a good par save from Zach.
Yeah, hitting that early tree can really get in your mind.
Yep.
Not for Zach. Nothing gets in that man's mind.
Unfortunately, going to be a bogey there for Cody.
Yeah.
Just really struggling to find a rhythm, and it is so hard to get in a rhythm on this course. You almost have to accept that it's not going to happen and just take each hole
It's a
as
grind.
it comes. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a mental grind out there. Par for Brodie.
Well, after that hole, the players will be looking forward to the landscape of the next one. Very wide open par 5. This is just about how far can you throw your controlled drive, basically.
Yeah, there is OB on that right side. You'll see the tall grass pretty much the whole way on this hole, and the next hole play is OB.
Paul actually
Danger on the left is just the woods.
Yeah, Paul didn't get as much out of that drive as he wanted. I think he had left it a little bit low. You can get more than that. This came out with a lot of hyzer. Oh, we got
Flipped
the flip
all the way
up,
up,
though.
Wow.
That's pushing. Oh, that's nice. That's good position there.
Yeah, if you're at that power pole with the kind of distance that pretty much everyone on
Yeah.
this card has, you can get to the birdie.
Right. It's going to be the second shot. This first shot is kind of just get yourself in play. It's really the second shot where you're going for the max distance to set up your up and down for birdie.
Yeah.
See with the lefty line, I guess it's just going to be a flex backhand here. This is tricky.
Going a little far on that left
side. Yeah, kind of
side.
got to the back door, though.
Gallery's running away from it.
That could be interesting.
Yeah, that's not going to be too bad.
Yeah.
He'll have some trees to contend with, but
that's actually going to
not
be
awful.
Yeah, that could be a sneaky, decent line there. He needs that to flip up more. That's stalling early. Not what you want to do.
Oh boy.
Yeah, that's not good.
You don't want to be there.
Got to start it out wide. Is now basically there's no hope in getting the birdie now after the drive being out of position. He'll be able to make some decent forward progress pushing with that hyzer, but I don't believe he'll be able to reach from where he lands.
No, I mean is it possible? Maybe. Very unlikely though.
Yeah. This is kind of where typically the drive will end up. And this is really the big shot on this hole because you can get yourself to like a 300-foot up shot with something nice here. Paul probably trying to force something over. This looks great.
Got to get out of it a little bit quicker. Yeah, it's going to be fine.
That's really nice. And that'll give him a relatively wide open, not super far
Should just
shot.
have a little hyzer up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, a lot of height there. Yeah, I don't think he ever turned that one all the way over.
I mean, it got enough forward progress that you might be able to make something happen, but it's not nearly the easy shot you want.
Yeah, it's another hole where there's a balance between how much do you want to try and, like what Paul did, he kind of went with the flat force over because as soon as you go to a hyzer flip, you have to worry about potentially putting too much hyzer, and the disc loves to go left on this hole.
Great looking shot from Zach.
That's nice. I think Zach's going to have a really good opportunity to get the birdie after that very sneaky backdoor drive.
We'll see if Cody's trying to crush it and hopefully get the birdie, or just
this would be insane.
lay up.
If you don't get to the top of the hill, it is very hard to get there. He put a good move on this.
Yeah, he did.
I'm curious to see.
I don't think it's nearly
It's
jumper.
a long jumper. That's pretty good. That's
Yeah.
pretty good. Stress-free par. Did he start that wide enough?
He didn't look too happy with it.
I don't think he did. Yeah.
I mean, it's a long putt.
Salted a little early. You definitely want to take better advantage
Definitely,
of that.
a missed opportunity there.
That looks to be a little bit better. You really want to start it wide.
These will get pretty skippy a lot
That
of
one's
times.
even didn't start wide enough.
I
But it's
checked
stuck
up.
pretty.
Did the
stuck
exact
pretty close,
opposite of what I said. I have no idea what I'm talking about.
That's kind of how it works, though, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Brodie not too far in the woods here. He's got an opportunity.
A little nose up.
See if he gets far enough before it fades out. Yeah,
No.
well short. Might be a chance to run this. Another decent bid. Yeah, Brodie definitely has to be a little upset with this for his birdie look after that drive being so good. Scuba.
Ooh.
Very close.
Every time his scuba comes out, I think it's short.
Oh,
And it always just keeps
yeah.
going.
Just a little too much fade.
Yeah, just needed like a foot more power, and that's right in there. Solid
Good
par.
Yep, nothing wrong with that.
Nice birdie from Paul. A little 3 under on the front 9. Not a bad front 9 at all. The front 9 is the harder of the 2 9s.
Yeah, a lot more scoring opportunities on the back.
Yeah. So that's going to wrap it up there for the front 9. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Be sure to check out the Disc Golf Guys Patreon, support coverage like this. These are the standings, and tune into the back 9 for a little bit more scoring.